Last week, we got to enjoy quite a special surprise from Nintendo, as a playable demo for Princess Peach Showtime was released on Nintendo eShop. And for Princess Peach Showtime specifically, I think we really needed a demo, because with how diverse and unique the pre-release footage has looked, it was hard to know what to really expect when the game releases on March 22nd. Now, having played through the demo a few times and finding all the secrets it has to offer, I have a much better idea about what the game is going to be like, and my excitement for it has been taken up to a whole new level. The demo first sets us loose within the theater lobby to run around interacting with the Theets, the little green NPCs we've seen so much of during pre-release. This was really a lot of fun, and it helped me to get my bearings on how Peach is going to move and control. It also felt like a relief finally getting my hands on the game after what felt like a pretty long wait time since its announcement. Fittingly, this game's presentation is like something out of a movie. It's phenomenal, reminding me of the breathtakingly beautiful cutscenes from the recent Super Mario RPG. Well, maybe not quite that good. Once the scenario is set, we come to find the demo lets us try out two of Peach's costumes, Sword Fighter and Patissier, which in my opinion are two great choices, since these are two I've been extremely curious about since the start. Hopping into Sword Fighter first, I found the movement and swinging of the sword to feel really good. Peach seems to move around more nimbly, and the animations and sound effects with each slash are satisfying. What I will say though is you can pretty much get by in every combat section of the demo by aimlessly slashing over and over. Enemies aren't very threatening, and the cool looking parry move has a very forgiving timing window, making it extremely easy to pull off. There are some encounters with a few more complex enemies that make us rely on parrying moves to find their weak points. This led to fights that were definitely a fun spectacle, but still very simplistic at their core. The most difficult part of the Sword Fighter stage, and I found this true of the Patissier section as well, is trying to collect all the hidden collectible sparkle gems hidden throughout. With 10 to uncover in each of the shows, you need to be diligent if you want to collect all of these on your first go-around. During my first run-through, I missed some well-hidden gems in both shows, making me play through them again for max completion. None of the sparkle gems are really that hard to get, aside from maybe some of the cake decorating ones, but many are well hidden. Despite my best efforts, I missed quite a few, and I see a similar thing happening with the full game. The patissier or cake baking side of the demo was surprisingly the more difficult of the two. The difficulty stemmed from being able to bake cakes fast enough and decorate them according to the specifications within the time limit. The baking bits had me button mashing to be as fast as possible, yet mindful at how much I was mixing the batter. Too much led to an exploding cake that would cost me time, and ultimately a sparkle gem for failing to achieve the maximum score. Collecting all the sparkle gems was also the main challenge on the patissier side. Of course, doing well enough in the baking segments was the main task, but there were also on-foot segments in between that held their own secrets. To find them all, a bit of outside-the-box thinking was required, and just mindlessly getting through all the baking segments won't do the trick here. This is a key detail with Princess Peach Showtime. Just getting through to the end of the show on the surface level is relatively easy, but also keep in mind both of the stages available in the demo were World 1 stages, meaning the challenge was always going to be kept low in order to teach players the ropes. But even still, combing through thoroughly and collecting all the sparkle gems is extremely satisfying. I see Princess Peach Showtime striking a balance that Nintendo does so well in many of their games, making them accessible for kids while still engaging for adults. No one does this quite as well. Pokemon games are a masterclass in this concept. With ultra-deep team building and combat mechanics hidden beneath the main story, most kids can power their way through with one damaging attack. A child could get pretty far through Super Mario Bros. Wonder, but unless they get really good, they're not touching that special world. I could barely handle that, and I've been playing Mario games my whole life. Princess Peach Showtime looks to be following a similar path. If the demo offerings are simply the first levels of each world, This means there will likely be harder and more complex levels to come, each with their set of 10 gems to obtain. It's going to be an addicting challenge to try and fetch them all, and that's only going to be heightened when we finally get access to the various other costumes when the game finally releases. We already know about the great looking cutscenes, but the levels themselves are finely detailed too. Throughout just these 2 levels, I found many offshoot rooms leading to hidden secrets, and interactable objects offering coins after hitting them with a little sparkle. It pays to be observant, because several times throughout the demo, I felt my controller mysteriously rumble, only for the game to prompt me to strike a pose, unveiling a hidden item or stage interaction I definitely would have missed otherwise. Whether it's a hidden sparkle gem or simply a bunch of coins, I've definitely cracked a smile at more than a few of these. They're placed in fun, memorable locations, giving added meaning to each pose. It goes a long way to show that the levels in Princess Peach Showtime aren't going to be simply filler shells of a simple hallway or something like that. Each stage setting is going to be a dynamic, detailed environment that, judging from what I've played through thus far, is going to be a joy to behold. But what do you think? Have you got a chance to play through the demo for Princess Peach Showtime? Are you excited for the game? And which Peach transformations are you looking to play as first? Let me know in the comments down below. And as we wait the few more long weeks until the game releases, keep it here with this channel if you want more Nintendo content. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.